Hi guys, this is George back here with another vlog, and today I'm here at the Alton Towers Resort for my first visit in nearly 3 years. It's been ages since I was last here at this park, and since I was last here there have been some new additions, lots of changes to the park. So let's go in, have a look at what's going on and go and experience some of the new rides, as well as get back on some of my favourite coasters in the UK. So I've just got through the turnstiles and I'm now in Tower Street, and I tell you what, it feels so weird being back here. It's been so long since I was last here and I've wanted to be back here for so long, and now's that time, and it's actually really surreal being back here. It feels weird. I don't know how to describe it. It's just like, it's a new experience. It's like coming to a new park because it's been so long since I was last here. It's like visiting a new park. It's an amazing feeling. I'm gonna head over to X Sector first, and I'm gonna do Oblivion and the Smiler. So Oblivion, last time I looked, was a 25-minute queue. It might be a bit higher now, and then the Smiler's got a single rider queue, so I should be able to use that. So here we go. Let's head over and get on these two coasters. So I've arrived at X Sector, and of course the Smiler here is turning 10 years old this year. It opened in 2013. There we go. Last time I went on this was quite rough. So hopefully it's going to be a bit smoother. I was in the back row last time, which is known for being a rougher row. So yeah, hopefully it won't be too bad. And of course Soar down at Thorpe Park, that's another Gerstlauer roller coaster. That's very rough. I've always found this more comfortable than Soar. I've normally found it quite smooth, except the last time I went on it. So hopefully I'll be able to get closer to the front row. Hopefully it'll be nice and smooth. Let's go. World's only 14 inversion coaster. It was the first coaster in the world to feature 14 inversions. Let's go and have a ride, the Smiler. So I've just had a ride on the Smiler now. I was in row 2, literally walked straight on in the single rider queue, which was fantastic. Yeah, row 2, and that was actually really good. It was quite smooth, a couple of rough patches every once in a while. However, it's a 10-year-old coaster. It's not going to be insanely smooth, is it? But it was a lot better than I was expecting. In the back row, or last time I experienced it in the back row, it was very rough. It was actually pretty smooth there. I really enjoyed it. Nice and intense. It's a fantastic ride. It's a long ride, loads of different inversions on there, and it's incredible to look at as well. They fit so much into such a small amount of space. Hopefully I'll get more rides on there later. I would like to try in the back row again just to see how it's running, so then I can rank it properly against the best rows and the worst rows. However, yeah, that was a really good ride just on the Smiler. I really enjoyed it, nice and smooth. Yeah, really good. This is a new change since I was last here. And these are the temporary rides, the Retro Squad. So in 2021, these came in, well, some of them did, and they were basically supposed to add capacity to the park. This is the 3rd year of the Retro Squad being here now. People are definitely starting to get fed up of them now. They're taking away from the themed areas, and Alton Towers aren't putting in permanent flat rides. Which, yeah, is not great. This is the new one for this year, Twistertron, and then this one here is Spin Jam. This came in last year, and then there's one in Forbidden Valley, which has been here since 2021. So, yeah, it's been a few years of these Retro Squad rides now, so hopefully it won't be long until Alton Towers finally start putting in some permanent flat rides. This is, of course, the old site of Enterprise. That was removed last year, and this has come in for a while to replace it until they put in some permanent flat rides. There we go, there's my next coaster, Oblivion. Let's go for a ride on this B&M dive coaster that's opened in 1998. So change of plan, Oblivion's currently got a 40-minute queue, and I don't really want to wait 40 minutes for a ride that does a drop, and that's about it. So I'll hopefully be able to get on Oblivion later. I'm going to head over to Forbidden Valley. Galactica is currently advertised on a 15-minute queue, so I'm going to head over there, hopefully get a ride on their B&M flying coaster, and I can go and check out the construction of Nemesis as well. So before I go on Galactica, I think I'm going to go for a ride on the Curse At Alton Manor. It's currently 5 minutes. This is the new ride for this year. So of course before, Jewel was an interactive dark ride here. For 2023, it's had a refurbishment and it's been turned into the Curse At Alton Manor. New storyline, new theming, and I'm really looking forward to experiencing this. I've heard some great things about it. So let's go and see what it's like. Here we go then, so I was literally the next one to get on and it's just gone down. But look at this station, this is really nice in here. Here we go, hopefully it won't be too long until this is back up and I can go and experience it. Really excited for this. So they evacuated us out of the queue for Curse At Alton Manor, which is a shame. And I've decided I'm not going to wait around. I've got lots of rides that I want to get on. I might as well go and get those done and then I can come back to Alton Manor later and have a ride on it then. I'm sure it'll reopen. We've still got quite a long time in the day, so I'm going to head over to Forbidden Valley. Quite a lot of rides look like they've just closed. However, Sub Terra is currently on a 10-minute queue, so I'm going to go over there, experience that. Hopefully Galactica will reopen once I'm there, and then also I'm going to go and have a look at what is going on with Nemesis. So I've just had 2 rides there on the Curse At Alton Manor, and that's an absolutely fantastic dark ride. Very immersive, very well themed. There's some really good effects in there, some great technology in there. Of course, it used to have a bit of a reputation for never really working. A lot of effects were broken when it was Jewel, and it's had that refurbishment that it needs. It's got a fantastic storyline now. The guns have been taken off. It's no longer interactive, and it's an absolutely fantastic ride. Really immersive. There's loads of different scenes in there. You go through an outdoor scene at one point, and you go into a doll's house, and it's really, really good. I'm not going to give too many spoilers. However, they're sections that we've already seen. Of course, before the ride opened, the park did put some photos on social media inside some of the scenes, so they're the only spoilers I saw. I did try to stay away from spoilers with that ride, and I'm so glad I did, because going in there without knowing what to expect is absolutely fantastic. There's some great jump scares in there. Really, really good ride. There's one thing that I think could be worked on, and that's the fact that it goes quite fast through some of the scenes, so you don't get the best chance to kind of look at all of the little details. It kind of takes you through before you get a chance to see everything. However, that's the only thing I would do to change that ride. Absolutely fantastic, and hopefully I'll get back on it later. So I'm going for a ride on Nemesis Sub Terra now. This originally opened in 2012 and then it closed in 2015. However, for this year it's reopened, and of course it fits in with the story of Nemesis, and they've reopened this ride to kind of build the hype up for Nemesis. So yeah, it's great to see that this is back. This is my first time experiencing this, because of course the first time I came to the park was 2017, so that was when it was already closed. So here we go, let's go for a ride in here. I've stayed away from spoilers with this as well, so I have no idea what to expect. All I know is that it's a drop ride, so here we go. Look at the crane up there as well, fantastic. So I just left the Sub Terra queue because they were literally lifting a piece of Nemesis's track into place. So I ran out the queue and went onto the observation platform. If you want to see that, then check out my separate Nemesis construction update, which is already here on the channel. I'm going to get back in the queue for Nemesis Sub Terra now, but that was absolutely incredible to see. I was just standing there for about 10 minutes watching this piece of track go in, and it's absolutely incredible. I'm so excited to get back on Nemesis next year. So I just had a ride there on Galactica, and yeah, that was fantastic. I really enjoy B&M flying coasters, and Galactica was the original one. It originally opened as Air, and then in 2016 it got rethemed to Galactica. It's a good ride. It's quite short, however. I do really like the lie to fly position. They pull some good G's there. It's got a bit of a rattle to it, however it is getting a bit older now, so you would expect that from an older coaster. Overall it's really good. I really enjoyed it, and I only waited about 30 minutes for it as well. So I've just joined an advertised 10 minutes queue for Oblivion. So here we go, let's go for a ride on the world's first vertical drop roller coaster that isn't actually vertical. So I just had a ride there on Oblivion. It's a good ride, however, it's a bit of a one-trick pony. Of course, it's only got a drop, and then you've got an overbank and an airtime hill into the brake run. So it's a short ride. It doesn't do a lot. However, the first drop is absolutely fantastic. I don't know how many of you will know this. Sorry, it's really loud. Oblivion, it features a nearly 200-foot drop. And that's because of the 115-foot tunnel underground that the ride drops you into. So yeah, it's about an 180-foot drop overall, I do believe. So yeah, I really like that. It's a great first drop, and of course you never know how long it's going to hold you up there for. Sometimes it holds you for a very short amount of time and then drops you, and sometimes it holds you there for longer. I like it when it holds you there for longer because it builds up the adrenaline a bit more. However, we weren't up there for very long, unfortunately, but it does take you around the top section really slowly, and I really like that because you can kind of look around, and that gets the adrenaline pumping as well, gets the excitement building. And yeah, it's a good ride. I probably won't do it again today. I'd like to go on some other rides. However, if I get time, I would like to do it again. It's a good ride. So I'm heading over towards Dark Forest and the world of David Walliams. Unfortunately, Hex is closed for the rest of the season, where I don't think it's actually operated at all this season, and it's been very unreliable last year as well, which is a shame because I absolutely love Hex. It's a fantastic dark ride, and yeah, it's a shame that it's not going to be opening this season, but hopefully it'll be ready for the beginning of next season. From what I've been hearing, the park have been trying to fix it as cheaply as they possibly can, not giving it the love it needs, and then therefore it's unreliable and it breaks down again. So I think this time they're getting Vekoma back in to come and have a look at the ride, fix it properly, and hopefully it'll be back up next season. So I just had a ride on Rita, and it's alright. It's not the best coaster ever. Stealth at Thorpe Park is definitely the better Intamin hydraulic launch coaster in the UK. But it's decent. Some sections are quite smooth, some sections are rougher. However, it's a good ride, it's okay. I can see it potentially being removed from this park at some point, maybe in the next 10 or so years. I still think it's got a while here, and I definitely don't think it'll be scrapped. However, I can see it maybe being taken out of the park and being relocated if they did need to take a roller coaster out for a new coaster. If they did need to take a new one of the coasters out, I think it'll either be that or Spinball Whizzer. I'm now going for a ride on 13, advertised 40 minutes. So yeah, here we go. This is an Intamin roller coaster that features a drop track. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back on this. I recently did Hagrid's Magical Creatures motorbike adventure at Universal. That's got a drop track. However, it's nowhere near as intense as this one. So I'm looking forward to getting back on here. So I've just had a ride on 13. It's a great family coaster. Quite tame until you get to the drop track. However, that drop track is absolutely fantastic. I really enjoy it. Very forceful. It's quite well themed in there as well. It's got a good storyline. Of course, going around the woods. It's quite a short ride. However, it's good fun. It's a really, really enjoyable family coaster. Nice and smooth. The restraints are quite comfortable. They don't pull down on the lap bars too tight. So therefore, you get some good airtime going over the first drop, especially if you're closer towards the back. You get some good airtime. Unfortunately, it does trim it. However, it's some good airtime, and then you get some great airtime on the drop track as well. Really good family coaster. I enjoy it. So I'm now heading over to the world of David Walliams. There's just over an hour to go until the queues will be closing. So the plan is to go in here, do Gangster Granny the ride, and then I'm going to go over to Wicker Man and get in the queue for that. Make sure I'm there by 6 o'clock. And then get a ride in on Wicker Man, the GCI wooden coaster. So yeah, hopefully I'll be able to do these two rides, and then I'm going to be back here tomorrow. Tomorrow's National Roller Coaster Day, so I'm going to come in tomorrow and I'm going to ride the Smiler 10 times for 10 years of operation. And then I'll go on a few more rides as well, probably off camera, but I'll go off and do some of the other rides that I haven't done for a while, and get on Curse again and do some re-rides. So yeah, here we go, into the world of David Walliams. I actually came in here earlier to look at Gangster Granny the ride. However, the queue was closed because the ride was having downtime, so I didn't join. But here we go, it's a nice area actually. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting on here. So I just experienced Gangster Granny the ride, and that was quite good actually. It's a great family attraction. It's quite short, however, it's very well themed. There's a great mix of screens and physical set pieces in there. And yeah, it's very immersive. So you go through, there's lots of different smell pods in there, different sound. You've got the speakers in front of you and behind you on the ride vehicles as well, so you can hear everything. The only thing that did kind of bug me was that you can hear the sounds from other scenes while you're in one scene. So you carry on going throughout the ride and you leave one scene and you go a couple scenes further, and even if you're quite a long way away from that scene, you can still hear the sounds from that scene, and it kind of takes away from the immersion of the scene that you're in. So that was the one thing that kind of bugged me with that. However, overall I think it's a great family attraction. I only waited 5 minutes for it, so yeah, fantastic. I'm now heading over to Wicker Man to go and get what's most likely going to be my final ride of the day on there. I checked just before I got on the ride, and it's currently advertised a 60-minute queue, so I'm going to get in the queue now. I think this is going to be my last ride of the day. It's gone 5 o'clock now, so I've got less than an hour to go. It's currently, yeah, 5:12, so here we go. Let's head over to Wicker Man and get my final ride of the day on there. I don't think I'm going to be doing Curse again today, unfortunately. However, I will definitely do it again tomorrow, and it was closed just before I got on Gangster Granny as well, so it's been really unreliable today. However, I do think they close it when a certain amount of effects aren't working. I think if there's too many effects not working, then they just close the ride to make sure that there's never a ride where it's like you go on and it's like, oh, none of the effects were working. So I do like that. However, obviously it does make the ride a lot more unreliable. So after I finished that last clip, I decided if I was quick, I probably would have enough time to go for another ride on the Curse At Alton Manor. So I just went over there, had another ride on there, literally walked straight onto it, which was fantastic. And there we go. Now, I'm going to get in the queue for Wicker Man. I'm just walking through Katanga Canyon. It's 5:30 and it's on a 65-minute queue. So here we go. Let's go and get on Wicker Man, my favourite coaster here at Alton Towers. So I just had my final ride of the day there on Wicker Man, and it's running absolutely beautifully. I absolutely love Wicker Man. It's such a great coaster. It's 5 years old this year, of course, opened in 2018. GCI wooden coaster. It's a really, really enjoyable coaster. It's a short coaster, however, it's short but sweet. It's a little bit rattly, however, it's definitely not as rough as it was last time I went on it, and I don't think it's anything concerning for its age. Of course, a 5-year-old wooden coaster isn't going to be silky smooth. No wooden coaster is as smooth as a B&M Hyper or whatever. It's a wooden coaster, so of course it's not going to be as smooth. However, it does still run absolutely fantastically for its age. I do really enjoy it, and I definitely think it's one of the best. Between that and Curse At Alton Manor, one of my favourite investments that they've put here at Alton Towers, and this probably between those two rides my favourite ride in the park. So it's come to the end of a fantastic day here at Alton Towers. Really, really enjoyed it today. I've got on a lot more rides than I thought I was going to. It's been quite busy. However, there's been a great atmosphere around the park. Queues haven't been too bad. They looked like they were really busy earlier. However, I was actually able to get on quite a few rides. Wicker Man, I did wait about an hour for that. However, that's not too bad for Wicker Man. It can get much bigger queues than that. Of course, the Smiler's got the single rider queue. I will be back tomorrow where I do plan to go on the Smiler 10 times for 10 years of operation, but before I do end this vlog, I will quickly show you the merchandise. So then guys, that is pretty much the end of this vlog here. However, I will just quickly show you the merchandise. Also, I just want to point out that I didn't film anything on National Roller Coaster today. I was going to do a vlog riding the Smiler 10 times, however things didn't really go to plan. The ride only opened about half an hour before I had to leave, so I was only able to get 2 rides on the Smiler, but I did do Nemesis Sub Terra, and I enjoyed it. It's a good ride, however I was quite disappointed by the length of it. I was going in there expecting it to be a bit like Tower of Terror, where it takes you up multiple times and then drops you multiple times. However, it was really short, and the length of it did underwhelm me quite a lot. However, for what it is, it's a well-themed experience. It's quite immersive. It's got a good story. However, I do wish it was a bit longer. I was a bit disappointed by it. However, I do quite like it, and I probably wouldn't do it every time I go to Alton Towers. However, I definitely would like to do it again. I'll keep it spoiler-free in here, but I probably wouldn't wait any longer than half an hour for it. I think it's an okay filler attraction, however, it's definitely not a standout. But here we go, I'm now going to show you the merchandise. So here is an Alton Towers jumbo mug, and this is really good because of course you've got the main logo on there for the park, and then you've got all of the different roller coaster logos on there as well for the big 7 coasters, and of course you've even got Nemesis on there as well. I did want to get something that had the Nemesis branding on it because there have been a lot of rumours that there might be a slight name change. There are a lot of rumours that it might come back as Nemesis Reborn or with a new logo, so I did want to get something with the old logo on in case the logo does change. But as you can see, you've got Oblivion, the Smiler, Galactica, Wickerman, Rita, and 13 on there as well, and it goes all the way around. So yeah, I do like this mug. It was 14 quid, however of course Merlin annual pass discount, you get 20% off, so yeah, good purchase. So then guys, that is now the end of this vlog here. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at George Kelly and follow me on Twitter at George Kelly. Thank you very much for watching. Stay safe everyone, and I will see you all later. Bye.